If you ask most Buddhist practitioners what they do when it comes to meditation, what are they doing? Most of them will say to you that they're doing their practice each day. The accent here should be on the word practice, because in the beginning we are practicing meditation. We're not meditating. Meditation comes later, and in many cases, like my own, much later. Now, it took me years to understand this. I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess I thought I was meditating all that time. In fact, I had never really learned how. Of course, I would sit in a corner on a cushion in a quiet place, and for all the world, I assumed that what I was doing was meditating, and I was kind of waiting for the results of meditation to appear. I'm reminded of that old quote that used to go around that says, quote, "When you said wait, comma, you meant a long time," end quote. And that's kind of my story when it comes to meditation, because I hadn't understood that all of that time I wasn't meditating, I was practicing meditation. Basic meditation requires that we develop some habit. It's a technique that you learn. It's like a mental muscle memory, like when we learn anything by rote. The habit is something that we learn because we've never had it before. We don't know how to do it. And it takes time. And to use that word again, it takes practice. This often or seldom is understood by those setting out to meditate. We don't just instantly meditate. Meditation is the goal of what we're doing. The technique of meditation that we're learning when we practice is like the scaffolding that is used to build a house. When the house is done, the scaffolding comes off. It's taken away. It's not needed. In this analogy, meditation is the house, and the practice of meditation is the scaffolding. The scaffolding, the practice means the techniques of meditation, learning to be mindful, learning to have some use of your mind and getting to know the mind. Here's maybe a better analogy, maybe an easier one to understand yet. If we want to learn to play a musical instrument like a guitar, we have to learn to tune the darn thing. We have to learn to make and finger all kinds of chords, and many of us have to learn to play different scales, running up and down the scales. This is practice. This is not the same as playing music. This is practicing the guitar. We must practice scales. We must practice tuning before we can actually play music. So anyway, this is what I mean by practice. When we have practiced enough, only then can we play music. Meditation is exactly like this, but with one really big difference. When you learn to play the guitar, you know beforehand what you're trying to do. You know the end result, which is, of course, music. You know what music sounds like. You can go and listen to music, put on a CD. But with meditation, this is not true. Meditation requires the same kind of practice, building a muscle memory, although it's a mental muscle memory. Same kind of practice as learning the guitar, but with meditation we have no idea and no experience of what the end result, the goal that we're working towards, is actually like. We can't just play the music of awareness on a turntable whenever we want. In fact, we have little to no experience with enlightenment, with awareness, with recognition, with meditation. Personally, we don't. We're only going on what we've read, what people have told us, maybe what teachers have taught us. And this is a huge difference. in fact, the expectations, the assumptions that we make about the result of meditating, what it's supposed to be like, often become the greatest obstacle to actually learning meditation. We somehow preconceive, we think that we know what it is, what meditation is supposed to be like, when by definition, we don't, because that's what we're there trying to learn. How could we know? We compare our actual experience on the cushion when we practice meditation to the idea that we've built up around it and about it, and we usually come up short. And that disappointment, that difference between our daily meditation sitting on the cushion practice time and the results of meditation that we're hoping to have, we're looking forward to have, we're imagining, we come up short. They don't match. We can be disappointed, and that disappointment can actually harm our practice and put us back a long time from where we want to be. Anyway, I feel it's important for beginning meditators to admit to themselves that they have no personal idea, no personal experience with enlightenment, with realization, with mind recognition, or really with meditation. They just don't know. So this is why we're learning to meditate, to get to know. But unlike music, we can't just put on a CD and hear the music of awareness. We have to trust in the goal of what we're imagining. I mean, it's a little bit like that movie Field of Dreams, if you've ever seen it. If we practice, awareness will come. You have to have faith in it. But it will come. But not if our expectations can overpower it and cause us to give up because of the discrepancy between what we're actually doing and what we feel we should be doing. In summary, meditation practice is just that, practice. It's not the goal of practice, which the goal of practice is to be meditating, to meditate, and to have the awareness that meditation can bring. Our meditation practice is like the training wheels on a kid's bike. Once we actually learn to meditate, we take the training wheels off. We don't need them anymore because we can meditate. But until that time, it's helpful to keep in mind that practicing takes effort. And effort is not part of natural meditation. We have to make effort to learn to meditate, but it's like jumping on a bobsled or something. We push to get the sled going, then we jump on. But it's the meditation that we're trying to get, not a life of just making effort at practicing. Anyway, practice is a way to build the habit, a way to build up our muscle memory, what we need in order to be able to meditate. So don't confuse the efforts to meditate with actual meditation.